What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Shavkat Rakhimov versus Zelfa Barrett, and this was a 12-rounder for the vacant IBF super-featherweight world championship. And this fight was Saturday, November 5th, from the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, UAE. And this fight was broadcasted on DAZN. And in this fight, Shavkat Rakhimov was able to get a come-from-behind ninth-round knockout victory over Zelfa Barrett. So leading up to the stoppage, I had this bout scored 78-73 in favor of Zelfa Barrett. I thought Barrett was winning clearly. He scored a knockdown, and he looked like he was much better. But then as the fight went on, it looked like Rakhimov was stepping it up. Looked like he was making it a bit closer, but it still looked like Barrett was doing a bit more work, doing a bit better work. But then Rakhimov had a very, very good close to this fight. So just to break it down round by round, and I'll obviously get to the stoppage later, but the first round I thought that Barrett had just better boxing. Same with the second round. The first two rounds, Barrett I just thought was boxing better, was more active, and won the rounds clearly. Then in round number 3, Rakhimov got hit low. I believe he was also buckled a bit early as well, but then when he was jumping in to throw some combinations, he got caught with a perfectly placed counter uppercut from Zelfa Barrett that sent him down to his knees, and it was almost like the referee made a very good call because he got buckled so badly that his knees just touched the canvas and he immediately got up. So it almost looked like it was just a really bad stun, but the referee made the right call. It was a knockdown. But then, that was a 10-8 round for Zelfa Barrett. Then in round number 4, I just thought that Zelfa Barrett, again, just had the better work with his boxing. Round number 5, however, I thought that Rakhimov started to pick it up a bit. He looked like he had much better work in that round, so I gave him the 5th. Then in round number 6, really, Barrett had a very solid round in my opinion, even though it was much different than his first 3 rounds where he won them clearly. Round 6 was a pretty close round, but I thought that Barrett just had much better work when it came to, I guess you could say, landing the harder shots, because Rakhimov was trying to come forward with pressing flurries, but even though Barrett's not known as the greatest power puncher, he was still throwing, it looked like, the heavier shots. Then in round number 7, I thought that Rakhimov had some pretty good pressure, but I thought that primarily the bigger and better shots were coming from Barrett when he was just on the outside throwing big shots and just sort of keeping Rakhimov off him with those counter right hands. Then around number 8, I thought that was a really solid round for Rakhimov. He started to pick up the pressure, pick up the pace on Barrett, and just land the better shots. Then in the 9th round, it all crumbled for Barrett. So Barrett, it looked like his legs were gone going into the round. I don't know if that was attributed to maybe something in the corner. Maybe he pulled something when he was obviously moving around the ring. Maybe it was just the fact that the last round he really was getting hit with some of those flurries from Rakhimov. But then obviously in the 9th round, Rakhimov noticed that Barrett was moving much less. It looked like he was sort of like a baby deer when he was moving. His legs were like all over the place when he was moving. So then Rakhimov jumped in there, threw a 3-punch combination. One of the shots snapped Barrett's head back, and he knew he had Barrett hurt. He was throwing big combinations against Barrett. Barrett was against the ropes. He was getting hit. Then he crumbled down to the canvas because his legs couldn't hold him up. He got back up, but his legs were obviously not stable. He couldn't move them. He tried to stand in the same spot, trying to trade with Rakhimov, because his legs were just gone. I mean, I don't know what it was, but they were gone. He couldn't move. But then he was getting backed up into the ropes again with more pressure from Rakhimov. His corner was standing at the edge, almost trying to throw in the towel. Then some more flurries, and Barrett crumbled down again for a second knockdown. I believe the corner threw in the towel as well when he went down the second time. If not, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I would assume. But nonetheless, the referee still waved it off after the second knockdown, and that was it. So this was a very, very good finish for Shavkat Rakhimov. It actually sort of went out exactly how I predicted. I didn't think it was going to be that wide and clear in favor of Barrett while the stoppage happened, but I knew that Rakhimov was going to break down Barrett ultimately and get a late stoppage. So I actually do think this is a very solid prediction by me, but not to toot my own horn, but this was a very, very intriguing fight to predict. It was either the boxing of Barrett or the obvious pressure fighting of Rakhimov. So yeah, job well done to Rakhimov closing the fight, and this goes into the question, what is next for him? So I think that in his next fight, I would love to see him face Joe Cortina, who's obviously recovering from a hand injury. He got stripped of this title He was supposed to fight Rakhimov at first, and I think that Cordina is a much better opponent than Barrett. So I think that I think that Joe Cordina versus Shavkat Rakhimov would be a very, very solid fight and would make 100% sense to happen next. But as for Zelfa Barrett, losing here for the second time in his career, he hasn't lost to, I believe, when he fought Ronnie Clark some years ago. I'm pretty sure that was his only loss aside from this loss here. But I think he's going to have to come back, take on some guys in the top 25 European level, get some solid wins on a DAZN undercard or something like that. Then he's going to build himself back up, take on some of these bigger names, top 15 level, European Championship level, like around there, until he maybe gets another big opportunity like this. So overall, Shavkat Rakhimov battles through an early knockdown to finish off Zelfa Barrett in the 9th round to become the new IBF super featherweight world champion. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.